Hey there, y'all. How y'all are? Mulletteer here, coming to you on a relatively gloomy afternoon here in southeastern Virginia. Not a whole lot going on. We got the Ladies 80s event coming up Saturday, but we're in a little bit of a lull. So right now the Mulletteer's in here brewing a little bit of sauce, trying to get these new bottles right. Trust me, folks, working with plastic, that can be a little tricky. Too much heat and you got a big mess. Trust the Mulletteer when he says it. Anywho, folks, wanted to touch base to start up another little bit of these YouTube videos. And as I touched on before, I wanted to talk on a variety of subjects. Like I said, eventually we will be doing some demonstration videos, a little bit, some of the stuff you've seen on the Facebook and the YouTube, the quick blurbs on making the sauce, things like that, as well as some of our other production products that we make here in the Granby Theater during other major events. That being said, Mulletteer also talked about some of his background. Many folks do that are in the Mulletteer's friend list, as he's just kind of getting off the ground here, kind of know him. But as future friends come in there, they might really want to know, hey, what's this cat about? So with that, the Mulletteer gonna start it off pretty easy, like he's done a million times before. Lord of mercy, since about 1998, reckon. When everything really started. Anyway, take a second and let's go from there. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Many of y'all don't tune out right now. We ain't gonna go no further than that on the G word, God bomb, as we say in the halls. Anywho, these are key words for anybody that's been in a 12-step program. The Mulletteer learned these words very well. Wish he'd learned them sooner, trust me. But Mulletteer learned these words back in 1998. Daggum, almost 25 years ago now, when the Mulletteer first started walking this path. Mulletteer was still a very young man at the time, in his early 20s when that went down. And Mulletteer tells some of them stories later on, but for now, we're going to keep it just to the basic simples. Where I was, how I got here, and what it's like now. Accepting things you cannot change. Well, good Lord of mercy. Anybody that's living in modern life, well, look around you. Ain't got much you can do about much of nothing anymore. It seems like the world is just spinning faster and faster around us, and you're just kind of holding on for dear life. And that's kind of what the first part of that is about. The serenity to accept that which I cannot change. Well, peace of mind being as I've got to be able to realize that there are many things to do in this world that the Mulletteer just can't do anything about. The Mulletteer can only control what's within his area of control. And quite frankly, the Mulletteer can only control the Mulletteer. Anything beyond that, well, you're just tempting fate. The courage to change the things you can. Well, that comes from deep within. That can come also from without. It varies for different people. Mulletteer doesn't really believe in the words rock bottom. It is used in the 12-step programs quite a bit, but Mulletteer's philosophy is more like this. Mulletteer doesn't believe in a rock bottom because the Mulletteer knows that while he's okay at the moment, the Mulletteer can also slip to deeper depths than he ever slipped before. That being said, that's kind of a personal philosophy, not a generalized philosophy across the room, so please don't take it to heart. That's just the way the Mulletteer's learned to live with life and that thing's around him. The courage to change the things you can, you got to be able to realize that, hey, you got problems. And that courage also comes from being able to reach out and say, hey man, I got them problems and I can't do it on myself. The meeting rooms helped me when I first stepped into an AA meeting back in April of 1998. I was at a critical point. Mulletteer was just at a bad point in his life and needed some adjustment, obviously. But it took courage and dedication to keep going there. Mulletteer was stuck in rooms with men 20, 30 years his senior. Most of them had not seen young men in the room, so the few that were there were because they'd come because the courts had sent them through DUI process and the like, and most didn't stay long or try to live the life, etc. Mulletteer at 24 was very keen on trying to get himself straight. Lost a lot of careers and a lot of other things prior to that. The drugging had gotten pretty out of control. So that courage took not only that first time to admit that the Mulletteer had a problem, but also that the Mulletteer got to keep doing this. To keep it going, the Mulletteer got to keep going, as an old timer used to say. With that, that's from within, the part from within. The wisdom to know the difference between the two. Well, generally, the Mulletteer always leaned on a sponsor. In the 12-step program world, that's generally how it works. That's kind of what that little bit can also be interpreted as. The Mulletteer's had quite a few sponsors over the years. His first sponsor, Buster, one of the greatest men known in southeastern Virginia in the 12-step programs. Love my man Buster H. Taught me a long ways. A lot of his sayings and things that the Mulletteer took to heart over the course of years, still a play out. Still living, still among us. A good friend and family member out there in Suffolk. I wanted to give a shout out to you, Buster. Also, Mickey F. from up out of New York. He took care of the Mulletteer when the Mulletteer was living up in the Hudson Valley there for a few years, New Jersey, etc. Good friend, showed the Mulletteer other ways. Mick passed away sadly a couple years ago, but always the Mulletteer, he was one of the biggest cheerleaders, even when the Mulletteer had retired back out of the restaurant industry for other reasons. Mick was always there. Mick was always pushing the Mulletteer, and knowing that he'd get to where, knowing the Mulletteer is going to get to where he's at now, or on the way to anyway, let's hope, good Lord willing. I know Mick's back behind me, probably standing over my shoulder. He's there watching me, and he's there with me. And hell, if he could sit in here and have a drink with me, Mulletteer's pretty sure he probably is. So anywho, folks, the Mulletteer could go on and on about interpretations of these things, but at the end of the day, this is the way the Mulletteer has to learn how to live his life, day to day, step by step, time by time. Many things that confront the Mulletteer daily, work-related, life-related, family-related, etc., etc. The Mulletteer has to bounce it off these things. Ask himself, is this a me? Is this a somebody else problem? Or is this something I just have to turn over to my sponsor or God? And at the end of the day, God that you believe in, or higher power, or whatever you wish to talk about, Mulletteer's not going to go there right now. Mulletteer got a whole nother video set comparatively in there. But you got to learn how to take it off yourself. You can't do everything. Superhero or not, no one, not even the Mulletteer, is Superman. Mulletteer's fallible. Mulletteer's a man, or whatever you go for your selection these days with the different hyphens and names and whatnot. But Mulletteer identifies as a heterosexual man. Make no mistake. That being said, folks, I want everybody to have a good week. Mulletteer's going to get some good slow down time the next couple of days, work on these sauces a bit more. Hopefully that packaging and sauces will be coming out very soon. These new plastic bottles have given us a real trip here. Ladies 80s, of course, coming up Saturday night. Mulletteer's going to send some video and pictures. Got fitted for leather pants a couple of days ago. It is going to be an interesting time. For those of y'all that wish to see the Mulletteer in some tight leather breeches, Chippendale style, Mulletteer ain't too keen on this, but we're going to find out. Outside of that, good time with good bands, other private events coming up, and of course at the end of April we're going to be doing our first showing of the Fellowship of the Rings, dudded up inside just like you standing inside the Shire. That's going to be coming up as well. But anyway, while we got this little bit of downtime, the Mulletteer wanted to do a video a little more personable this time. Greet all my the friends that have come in through the recent weeks, as well as all our future friends. Folks, please stay tuned, like and share. It helps the Mulletteer grow. For those of y'all that have tried the sauce, please keep promoting. We've got more on the way. Got about 15 gallons. The Mulletteer just got to figure out how to get them inside the bottle correctly. Because don't want to mess that up. That could be bad, of course. Anywho, folks, have a great Wednesday. The Mulletteer's got to cut out here in a few moments and go get his second pair of Forever glasses. For those of you that have known the Mulletteer, these have not known the Mulletteer, excuse me, these are new. The Mulletteer's age is finally starting to show a little bit. If it ain't in the hairdo, it definitely is in the bifocals. But the Buddy Holly style seem to kind of fit everything. Folks out there, if y'all see anything that you like or you think the Mulletteer ought to try out a little bit on this dud up, please give a shout out, give us some recommendations. Anyway, folks, take care of yourselves out there in the world, because trust the Mulletteer, it's a dangerous, crazy place. And like always, if nobody told you today, always remember, the Mulletteer loves you. Take care of yourself now.